Hey, yo, what's up? It's Joe back with a new video. So today I'm going to discuss chmod, change permissions, so many different ways to say it, but you know, from like a Linux, Unix type of system. And I'm going to discuss how I was able to master this fairly easy with 3 easy steps, and how now I just can do it very easy and don't even have to think about it too much. So let me just go through my steps and then I'll show you how to use it, and then should be less than 5 minutes for this video. So the first thing we have to remember is that user, group, and everyone else. And the user is the owner. So user, group, everyone else. How did I remember that? I say Hugo Earl. So you're probably like, Hugo Earl, what? So I use synonyms a lot to help me remember things. So Hugo Earl is similar to Hugo Girl, because people say that a lot, but I couldn't say girl because I need something to go with everyone else. So I just say Hugo Earl. So you, although it's spelled Y-O-U, still sounds like you. So U for user, go for group, G, Earl for everyone else. Hugo Earl, user, group, everyone else. And it has to stay in that same order, user, group, everyone else. Next, we have read, write, and execute. So how did I remember this? When people normally talk about read and write, they normally say read and write. You don't really hear many people, at least I haven't, say, hey, I'm gonna teach my kid how to write and read. Oh, hey, I would love to learn how to write and read a different language. It's always, hey, I'm gonna teach my kid how to read and write. Hey, I would love to learn how to read and write in this language. So read and write to me is natural. So read and write and execute. Keep that order. So let's go back up. Hugo Earl, user, group, everyone else. Read, write, and execute. Read, write, and execute. Now, the numbers, really easy to remember. Just remember the number 4. And why will you just remember the number 4? Because there are actually 3 numbers here. So the reason why I say remember just the number 4, at least to start with, and then eventually you just memorize it all together, but remember just the number 4, because if you take half of 4, you have 2. So now you have 4 and you have 2. If you take half of 2, you have 1. So now you have 4, 2, 1. So 4 has to also stay in that order. So you have your user, group, everyone else, Hugo Earl, read, write, and execute. And then 4, 2, 1. 4, half of 4 is 2, half of 2 is 1. So now let's see how this works. Let's say I had a file, right? And my user, I'm the owner, I want to give myself read, write, and execute permissions. 4 plus 2 plus 1, which is 7. Very easy to add it up. Let's say my group, I want to get my group to be able to read and execute. I don't want to allow them to overwrite my file. 4 and 1 is 5. Very easy to add it up. And let's say everyone else, I just want to give them ability to read. And that's just the number 4. So we have 7, 5, and 4. Now let's test this out. So let's just go ahead and create some files here for testing. Let's also make a directory called tester inside of this playground. And let's just also make the same files in there. Let's go back out. So now, these are the files that I have. I have a directory called tester, and I have file 1 through 9. And I also have file 1 through 9 inside of this tester folder. So let's look at this real quick. So this first line, this first character, or first, whatever you want to call it, that D represents directory, which is why there's a D here for tester, because tester is a directory. The next one's file 1 through 9 inside of this playground folder is not a directory, it's just a file. That's why it has a dash. Now let's look at these next 3. Read, write, and execute. So you see, you can look at this. There's something here I want you to see. This first batch is the user, you. Remember that? Hugo Earl, you. So this first batch is you, the owner, user. Then we have the next 3. Group, you go for group. That is the group, read, write, and execute. And then we have the last 3, read, write, and execute, which is not writing here, but read, write, and execute. That's Earl for everyone else. And that's your last group. So how would I go in and start making changes? So let's say, go back to what we talked about. Say I want to give the user, the owner, read, write, and execute. I want to give the group read and execute, and I want to give everyone else just reading. 754. chmod 754 and give the file name. Now if I do list AL, I can see file 1, the first group, which is a user, U, read, write, and execute, go for group, read, no writing, but execute, and then Earl for everyone else can read. Now let's say for instance I didn't want to give everyone else any kind of permission. So just put a 0. So you can say do the same thing, and let's just call this file 2 and let's put a 0 here. So we're not giving them any permissions. So now if I do this, we can see that file 2 has read, write, and execute for the user, the owner, read, no write, and execute for the group, go, and then Earl, which is everyone else, do not have any permissions. And you can easily do the same thing for folders and have it recursively do everything for you. So let's just call this tester and then dash capital R. And now we've just gave all those permissions to the actual directory and also its kids. So if we go list AL, we see here, we have that same thing, read, write, execute, read, no write, execute, dash, 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 dash for nothing. And now if we go inside the folder, we can see that all of the files have the same thing. So it's just that easy. Just remember these things: user, group, everyone else, you, go, Earl, you, go, Earl, read, write, and execute, read and writing and execute. 4, 2, 1, start with 4, half of 4 is 2, half of 2 is 1. And that's all I have for today. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, only if you are liking and you want to subscribe. Peace out.